an issue that's very important to the Central Valley, where I reside, try and deliver on the promise of the water needs for California as a whole, that in turn will generate more jobs for this state. So it is important that we have this opportunity to win this race. And I can tell you, while the Senate race in California is always important, this time it's important not just for California, but because we very possibly could see a change in the majority in the U.S. Senate, and that would make a huge change for California to the positive. Barbara Boxer has been there too long. Her liberal voting record has hurt us, and I believe that the candidate who can defeat her and can serve California well and bring the talents that I've mentioned to the job is here with me today. And so I'm here to endorse Carly and to encourage all my friends who worked for me in so many different capacities and different races over the years to come and join this effort, because this will not just be a change for the positive for California. This will be a change that will be very positive for America. And it's time that we get America going again, and clearly we can do that with Carly's leadership. So with that, I'm pleased to be able to be here today, and I wish you well in your campaign. Anything else I can do, please let me know. Your candidate, Carly.
Well, thank you so much, Bill. It is indeed a great honor and a privilege to be endorsed by Bill Jones. He is a great American, he is a great Californian, and he has served his state and his nation with distinction over many decades. Bill, very early on in my campaign, was unflinching in his assessment of our current difficulties and generous with his time in making sure that I was aware of all of the issues that currently plague California. I have benefited tremendously, not simply from his endorsement today, but from his advice and counsel up until today, and I will look forward to receiving his advice and counsel going forward as well. You know, Barbara Boxer to me is the personification of an arrogant, out-of-touch Washington, D.C., a government that has lost touch with the people that it purports to represent. And no issue represents that lack of connection, that arrogance, more than the water issue that faces our farmers and families who work in farming. Barbara Boxer has had three opportunities to step forward and help turn the water back on in the Delta. She had an opportunity as the chairwoman of Environment and Public Works to put forward an amendment that would have waived the biological assessment. She refused. When a colleague of hers put forward an amendment, she voted against it. And most recently, when Dianne Feinstein stepped forward and said, we have to do something to get the water turned back on, Barbara Boxer was nowhere to be found. The hard-working men and women of California know that the junior U.S. Senator in Washington, D.C. must represent their interests. They know, particularly in tough times, that while it is important to protect our environment, that, for goodness sakes, common sense says that families are more important in a crunch than fish. I will continue to ask for Bill Jones' advice and counsel and support. I will continue to travel all across this great state, speaking to the voters of California about the two issues that matter most to them. And those two issues are the creation of jobs and getting out of control government spending under control. Government has not only become arrogant and out of touch, but it has become intrusive and damaging to those who truly create the American dream. So again, it is a great privilege for me today to accept the endorsement of a great Californian, a man who knows well what it takes to run against Barbara Boxer, and I will look forward to his ongoing support as we beat Barbara Boxer.